Hi, I'm Jean Edelman. For decades, I've been a student of the healing arts: Reiki, traditional Chinese medicine, homeopathy, acupuncture, plant-based, and macrobiotic cooking. Join me on this journey and hear my thoughts of the week. Hello, welcome back. Good to be back with you this week. I do hope you're doing well and enjoying these wonderful days of spring. Everything is new and vibrant. School's starting to let out, graduation, high school, college, middle school. Everybody's moving on. There's a lot of change going on and getting ready for the summer activities. And the year just seems to be moving pretty quickly. Today, I just want to kind of talk about some concepts. My reading recently is taking me down a rabbit hole, and I thought I would just share some thoughts. As we continue our journey together, it is nice to get back to some of the basics. I want us to remember our emotional toolbox and enjoy this amazing journey that we're on. But we're still going to get triggered. We're still going to get stressed. We're still going to have problems arise because this is Earth School and we're supposed to be learning all the time. As I have spoken about, I love this journey. I love practicing our inner journey. I love being an observer, because when we can practice being an observer, we can step away from the emotional fray that's swirling around us. So some of the things that I've been reading about, I just want to kind of check off a list and go through them. The first is remembering our personal power. We do not need to let others decide for us. We need to trust our inner voice, trust our inner intuition. Then we will know what to do and what direction to go and what path to take. We have the answers instantaneously if we would just get quiet enough and listen. Our body is telling us what to do. I also love this practice of forgiveness. Most of all, forgiving ourselves. We need to give ourselves grace that whatever happened in the past, we did the best we could with the information that we had at the time. And so forgive ourselves if it wasn't the best choice at the moment, but we did our best. And then secondly, we need to forgive others because it really takes too much energy to hold a grudge. We need to let it go. My other practice is I love to be authentic. Meaningful connections and having meaningful conversations. Being vulnerable and sharing. We cannot skip along the surface all the time. We've got to go deeper. What's important to us? Are we sharing? Because a lot of times we will be surprised when we share how much in common we have with others and how maybe an incident in our life can help somebody in theirs. At the ripe old age of 66, I have finally learned to say no. We need to evaluate, will the ask, whatever's being asked of us, will it be fulfilling? Is it with people that we want to spend time with? If the answer is yes, then give it all our time, effort, and energy. At the blessed age of 66, I have seen friendships slide away. We change, other people change, and there's no longer the alignment. And let me tell you this, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Everybody's in a different place, it's a different time, and it's all right. We need to let go of relationships that don't support us. It's okay. Because life is about change. We're not the same person that we were in our teens. We're not the same person we were in our 20s or our 30s. I'll tell you, I went to my high school class reunion. They did like 49 years. I know, I'm old. But it was interesting because I had this, I was so stuck in my thoughts of what I was like in a early teen and mid-teens and late teens. And you know what? I was class president. I was organizing everybody. I brought everybody together because we had projects and we had to raise money and we had to go on our senior trip. And, I had forgotten all that cool stuff. And so it was just fun to go back and see these old friends and to remember and to have a giggle about it all. But as this journey continues, we're not who we were. Teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. We're going to have the opportunity to constantly change and grow and improve and get to know ourselves better. This is the healthy part of life. This is the healthy part of the journey. It's healthy. It's okay. We get to love ourselves in a whole new way. Each decade, each chapter, we are enough. It is enough. And we get to choose a different path. Each day, each hour, each month, it's up to us. It's okay. My other practice is to practice gratitude. When we put our feet on the ground each day, it is important to have gratitude for all that we have. Set an intention to seek joy in our day, to be mindful in our day, to be present in our day. The other practice I have is to practice change. It's a good habit. It's a good habit to change. Change one little thing each day, because then we get to practice change. Some people are so stuck, and when something does change, when something happens, they're not prepared. They're not fluid. They're not flexible. Change is a natural part of life. And when we get stuck and rigid, this is when we have our struggles. So practice change. Practice a new way to work. Practice a new food store. Practice a new food. Practice something new. Take a new class. Learn something new. Practicing change is a good, healthy habit. It's important to remember that it takes courage to make these changes. When we practice change, we need to give ourselves some grace because there is courage needed. But listen, we can practice change as simple as changing the house plants, or changing our desk around, or moving something around in the house, or, like I said, a new way to church or work, or a friend's house, or a new food store. Find some little piece of change each day, each week, so that we can practice change. And here's some more tips. Practicing our food, practice different snacks, practice different cooking methods, practice change. The key is to be able to let life flow and then allow others freedom to be themselves. You know what we can control? There's about a 3-foot perimeter around us, and that's all we can control, and we need to accept that. We cannot change others, and we shouldn't waste energy trying to change others. We need to stop judging. We need to stop projecting our expectation onto others. We should be practicing kindness and compassion and put ourselves in the other person's shoes so that we can have perspective. Remember my wabi-sabi, nothing's meant to be perfect, complete, or forever. This is a beautiful perspective on life. And you know what? It's okay to be selfish at times. Remember our self-care. We come first. And we are all a work in progress, and we are all doing the best we can. So we need to lighten up on ourselves, give ourselves some grace. Our action item for this week is we can start over each day, and we can have a new outlook on life. Our action item is to practice change. Our action item is to be open-minded and willing to try something new. Our action item is to have no fear. We are in the driver's seat. This is our life. Never apologize. Be real, be true, be authentic. Because when we are aligned with our true self, life flows easily. It is very natural to tune into our instincts, but we do not see it as natural. If we can practice, just practice, tuning into ourselves each morning, start with some breath work, start with our hands on our stomach with breathing, and just ask, what do I need today? Before we jump out of bed, before we start helping others. If whatever it is meant to be, there should be ease, and we are looking for ease. And when we can have the opportunity to change and practice change, that will help us bring ease. That's the key. So these are just some thoughts for the week. I hope you have a good week. I want you to be present in your week. I want you to be empowered in your week. I want you to practice forgiveness and be authentic and just try to listen and tune in. This is Earth School. We are meant to learn the lesson of love, to love ourselves mostly, and then to love each other. And remember that life is coming from us and life is for us. Remember to be the observer so that we are not getting pulled in to the fray. We can only control that 3-foot perimeter around ourselves. As May brings change, transitions, and the busyness of life, it's time to slow down and reset. On next week's episode, we are covering Self-Care 101. Yep, we're going back to the fundamentals. From micro moments of mindfulness to building a morning routine that fuels your mind, body, and spirit. This episode is a reminder to breathe, to stretch, and reconnect. We are the caretakers of our body, our mind, and our spirit. Tune in next week for practical tips, soulful encouragement, and a loving nudge to make space for you in even the busiest of seasons. Until next week, my friend, be well. Have a beautiful, beautiful week.